the day, I mentioned earlier the utility group. We have a utility group supervisor going in today. He was able to get situational awareness yesterday. So between the railroad, the power, and the telephone, we have a single point of contact for those utilities to interface with our crew, and that should start going fairly smooth here. Also, it didn't make a separate 204, but we have a support group. We have you'll see some resources under staging. That's been formed into a support group, again, in anticipation for the winds. If you do need help, you have some leadership, a division supervisor, two heavy equipment bosses, 4 dozers, as well as leadership for any mutual aid response that you may need coming from the local volunteer fire departments or departments. Okay, plan for the day on the division structure group. We're getting 2 more engines into structure group. That's really going to help those folks as they work the corridor, just buttoning up the structures that remain that are still affected by creep and trees coming down. Over in Victor, continue to work from Hidden Hills Road from the north to the south as hose comes in. Just keep plugging away, punching line, and narrowing that gap to where we haven't been able to get to secured line in the middle or even pioneered line. Over in Victor, work from road to road, same thing. There's just a section in the middle that just needs to be closed as resources and pump and hose or a hose comes in. Alpha gained a little bit of ground yesterday. The focus for Alpha today, they're going to be continuing to mop up their spots up here on the western side. They're going to go in from Sheep Creek staging, button up this piece into the railroad, as well as the northern piece from the Parks Road into the railroad. The fire burned up very nicely to the railroad here. It gave us a nice straight line and a nice man-made barrier, but it needs attention. It needs a lot of work. Delta, as crews are just going to continue to push around the western perimeter there. As again, hose comes in, they can advance, and the idea is to tie it into the riparian.